Everyone can have a sleepless night, but not everyone has insomnia. We can talk about insomnia in a couple of ways, and one of those is the casual way that people talk about insomnia in day-to-day life. However, in this video, we're talking about the technical or medical form of insomnia, or insomnia disorder if we're being specific. With that, let's talk about what insomnia disorder actually is. But first, my name is Keegan. I have a master's degree in counseling, and I make videos like this to help you better understand the world of counseling, mental health, and psychology. The primary difference between our casual use of the term insomnia and what we'd call insomnia disorder is that insomnia disorder actually has specific criteria that have to be met in order for the diagnosis to be made. This is different than casual use of the word insomnia, which people might use when referencing just having a bad night of sleep. When we look at the diagnostic criteria for insomnia disorder, as you could probably guess, the first is that the person has a complaint or concern related to poor quality or quantity of sleep. This means that they don't feel that they're getting sleep that is restful and restorative, or that they're not feeling as though they're getting enough hours of sleep throughout the night. Their difficulties with quality and quantity of sleep might come in the form of difficulty falling asleep, staying asleep, or waking up too early. When it comes to diagnostic criteria for insomnia disorder, one of the big things to look for is that the person is actually having difficulty with their sleep 3 or more nights per week. Therefore, someone who's struggling with sleep for 1 or 2 nights per week wouldn't qualify for a diagnosis of insomnia disorder, but they may still qualify for one of the other sleep-wake disorders. Another criteria for insomnia disorder is that the person must have enough time available at night to get the sleep that they're needing. Therefore, if a person complains that they're not getting enough sleep or not getting restorative sleep, but they don't have available time in their routine to get enough sleep, this likely means they won't qualify for a diagnosis of insomnia disorder. For example, if a person feels that they need to get 8 hours of sleep per night, but they're not getting home from one of their jobs until midnight, and they're needing to leave at 5 a.m. for their next job, this means that they would only be able to get 5 hours of sleep at the most. As a result, they likely wouldn't qualify for a diagnosis of insomnia disorder because their work schedule currently doesn't allow them to get as much sleep as they need. In the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, 5th edition text revision, insomnia disorder is in the category of sleep-wake disorders. The sleep-wake disorders include hypersomnolence disorder, narcolepsy, obstructive sleep apnea, central sleep apnea, circadian rhythm sleep-wake disorders, parasomnias, or restless leg syndrome as a few of the other diagnoses. Insomnia disorder should not be diagnosed if one of the other sleep-wake disorders better explains what the person is experiencing. Also, if the sleep disturbances are better explained by the use of a substance or the effects of a substance, then it might not be appropriate to make a diagnosis of insomnia disorder. For example, if a person struggles with falling asleep and they're regularly using cocaine, a diagnosis of insomnia disorder may not be appropriate in this situation, as the cocaine use may be affecting their ability to fall asleep. We can have things going on with our mental or physical health, and these might influence insomnia. So let's talk about those next. But first, if you're enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please help me out by giving a like and subscribing. As I was saying, people can experience mental or physical health difficulties that might influence their sleep in a way that results in poor quality or quantity of sleep. That said, if the difficulties with their mental or physical health can fully explain the insomnia, a diagnosis of insomnia disorder may not be appropriate. However, there are many times where a person may be struggling with a coexisting mental or physical health condition that can influence their insomnia, and therefore, the DSM-5-TR has specifiers that we use in these situations. As a reminder, the DSM has specifiers that can be added to a diagnosis that help clarify or expand on information about that diagnosis in that person's situation. For insomnia disorder, there are 3 specifiers related to coexisting conditions. The first is with mental disorder. This means the person has a mental health diagnosis or disorder that is impacting their insomnia. Second is the specifier with medical condition. This specifier is saying that there is a medical condition or diagnosis that the person is experiencing that is influencing their insomnia. Third is with another sleep disorder. This specifier is saying that the person has insomnia disorder and another sleep-wake disorder. Other than the specifiers for coexisting conditions, insomnia disorder has a few other specifiers that can be used. The episodic specifier means that symptoms have lasted for more than 1 month, but less than 3 months. A persistent specifier means that the symptoms have lasted for 3 or more months. If the person has 2 or more episodes of insomnia disorder within a year, the recurrent specifier can be used. I hope you found this video helpful to better understand the differences between how people use insomnia to talk about their poor sleep in day-to-day life compared to the diagnosis of insomnia disorder. While you're here, make sure that you check out some of the other videos on my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.